Hey there guys, it's Attack on Samrock, and this is week 5 of the OBA, and our opponent is, I guess is R, whatever, so is the South Carolina Sceptiles. So they have a very offensive draft. So for OU, they have Mega Gyarados, Jirachi, and Gliscor. For UU, they have Porygon 2, Crobat, and Entei. They actually traded before Crobat was there. They actually had Goodra, so they traded Crobat from the Liverpool Lions. So yeah, and for RU, they have Drapion, Rotom, Cut, and Ambipom. I don't know how I skipped Ambipom, but okay. NU and below, they have Pyroar, Hitmonchan, and Sceptile. So excuse me. Excuse me. But yeah, so our battle's gonna be happening pretty soon. Just gotta finish EV training some of my mons, and then we will have our battle. But yeah, I know I should have prepared earlier, but anyways, so this is gonna be our team for this week. Like I feel like this team actually matches pretty well against. I actually want to say this whole draft, because there's really not much on this team that can really like take down, and that really like counters my team really hard. The only thing I may have to be worried about on this team is probably Crobat and Rotom. That's probably the only things I should be worried about against this team. Against this draft. But anyways, so now I'm gonna actually start explaining my team. So I wanted to bring Mega Blastoise again this week because it does so well against his team. There really isn't much that takes a hit from this thing great. Probably Porygon 2 is like the only thing that can take a Hydro Pump from it decently well. But yes, this is going to be Mega Blastoise moveset: Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, Aura Sphere, and Rapid Spin. Ice Beam does a lot to 4 things on his team. Aura Sphere, there's really not much on this team that can really take it that well. Again, the only thing that could probably take it somewhat well is Porygon 2 if it's specially defensive. Probably defensive as well could probably take it, but it won't take it as well as a special defensive Porygon 2. And Aura Sphere, because again, nothing really, the only thing on this team that resists an Aura Sphere is probably going to be Crobat. That's the only thing. So yeah, so that's going to be its moveset, and a Rapid Spin to get rid of hazards that 3 things on this team that can set up Jirachi, Gliscor, or Drapion. So that's why I wanted to run Rapid Spin. So that's gonna be it for Mega Blastoise, and now we're gonna move on to Medicham. So I wanted to bring Medicham this week because just like Mega Blastoise, it hits everything on his team very hard. The only thing it doesn't hit like too hard with a high jump kick is only Crobat. I think Crobat gets like 3-shotted by it. I think it does, but this is going to be the moveset for it for this week. Pretty much an offensive set, pretty much like the last couple of weeks. But yeah, so it's going to be a Fake Out, High Jump Kick, Ice Punch, and Zen Headbutt. Fake Out is good for getting some chip damage on early game, and also the flinch stuff as well. High Jump Kick, again, like I mentioned before, does a lot to everything on his team. Besides, I forgot to mention Gliscor. Besides Gliscor and Crobat, they can take a High Jump Kick very well, especially Crobat. Especially Gliscor, because of how much of a physically defensive monster it can be with the Poison Heal. Ice Punch, just like Ice Beam, hits 4 things on his team pretty hard. And Zen Headbutt because of Stab, and it also hits Hitmonchan and Crobat. I have to be aware of Drapion though, since Drapion is part dark, so I gotta make sure I can predict the switch-ins and stuff. So yeah, and that's gonna be it for Metachan. Now we're gonna move on to Tyranitar. So I wanted to rank Tyranitar this week because it's a really good wall to his whole team, in my opinion. Really not much can do. Like there's really not much on this team that can do a lot. Maybe the only thing I see that could actually be an issue is Ambipom with low kick. Hitmonchan doesn't really scare T-Tar that much. I mean, granted, again, I could just switch into my other mods and pretty much they counter Hitmonchan as well. But there's a lot of things on my team that just counters Hitmonchan very hard, so I don't think I'm gonna really see it coming. But anyways, physically defensive T-Tar, 252 in 252 in HP, 126 in defense, and 130 in special defense. So actually, take it back. It's more like a mixed defense set. But anyways, its moveset, Earthquake, Thunder Wave, Ice Beam, and Rock Slide. So basically, T-Tar's main purpose is to paralyze stuff and also weaken stuff as well. So Thunder Wave, that's mainly going to be for Crobat and Gyarados, or Entei, mainly Entei and Crobat, since those two are pretty fast. And also Pyro as well. Pyro is like base 106, I think, or 105, so that's pretty fast compared to my slow draft. But and also and I guess it's also good for Sceptile as well. But yeah, and Ice Beam, basically like Blastoise and Metachan, does a lot to 4 things on his team. So yeah. And Rock Slide is stab, and does a lot to Crobat, Entei, and Pyro. So, and also Earthquake, same thing, does a lot to Entei, Drapion, Pyro, and Jirachi. So, yeah, T-Tar covers pretty much everything on this team, besides Mega Gyarados, of course, and Hitmonchan. But still, that's gonna be it for T-Tar. And I think it's gonna do a lot, especially with Thunder Wave and stuff. That could be an issue for me. And that's also why I'm packing leftovers, so I can recover some health little by little and stuff. So now we're gonna move on to Skarmory. So I wanted to bring Skarmory this week because I'm having Skarmory and T-Tar paired together is like really good against this whole team, and against this whole draft, in my opinion. So this is going to be the moveset, Stealth Rock, Spike, Spray Bird, and Roost. Stealth Rock's definitely going to be helpful in this match because he has 3 things on his team that really don't appreciate Stealth Rock very well. Actually 4 technically, since Gyarados is water and flying before it Mega Evolves. So if I get my Stealth Rocks up before it Mega Evolves, then it's going to actually chip it a bit. So yeah. And Spikes also helps as well for whittling down his team. So yeah, and Brave Bird is stab and does a lot to Sceptile, Hitmonchan. It's neutral to Rotom Rotom Mow, but it's still a good move to use against them. And Roost for recovery. And also I'm running the Rocky Helmet because, like I said before at the beginning of this video, a lot of things on this team are very physically oriented, so having the Rocky Helmet is definitely going to help me in this match. Yeah, that's going to be it for Skarmory. Basically a physically defensive set with hazards and Rocky Helmet. So like I said, it's going to help a lot. And now we're going to move on to Gramble. So I wanted to bring Gramble this week because I felt like I needed to have a fairy type. Also, I needed to bring Intimidate Pressure as well, so that's also why I wanted to bring it. I could have brought Luxray, but Luxray just doesn't really appreciate this team too well, to be honest. That's why I didn't want to bring it. But I'm gonna run a physically defensive Gramble this week. Thunder Wave, Roost, Player Up, and Toxic. Thunderwave, again, same thing with T-Tar. Lower the speed of some of his fast mons, like Ambipom, Pyroar, Entei, Crobat, stuff like that. Getting those things paralyzed is definitely going to help me a lot in this match. So if I can get them paralyzed, then pretty much Medicham or Blastoise or Volcarona can, I don't want to say win the game, but they're going to do a lot if they're paralyzed. You know, his fast mons are paralyzed, so getting them paralyzed is a top priority with Angry. That needs to happen from Granbull and T-Tar. So yeah, and I'm also running the rest of Chesto set. Just in case I get too low, I can rest up, cover, eat my berry, and I can wake up on the first turn. You know, I can wake up guaranteed. So also running Play Rough because of stab, and it does a lot to Mega Gyarados, Hitmonchan, pretty much everything on his team besides Crobat. So yeah, and Toxic is there to wear down the Porygon 2. So yeah, that's gonna be it for Granbull, and I think this thing's gonna do a lot too. So yeah, and last but not least is going to be Volcarona again. So bringing Volcarona again this week because just like Medicham and Blastoise, they do a lot to this team. Like I said before, there's really not much on this team that can deal with it besides Crobat. But that's pretty much it. So the moveset gonna be Quiver Dance, Fiery Dance, Bug Buzz, and Roost. Quiver Dance is good for setting up, especially on something like Porygon 2, or I can set up on Gyarados, especially with the Passive Berry I have on Volcarona. So that way if he goes for a Waterfall gets weakened, and you can buy the Passive Berry, and I can just set up on him. So yeah, Fiery Dance does a lot to Jirachi, Sceptile, Rotom. Really don't appreciate a Fiery Dance. Pretty much everything on his team besides Entei and Pyro don't really appreciate a Fiery Dance. Oh, and of course Gyarados, and Bug Buzz, that's gonna be for the Gyarados, gonna be for Sceptile, gonna be for Rotom. So yeah, everything on his Bug Buzz does a lot to his team. So and Roost for recovery. So that's gonna be it for Volcarona. Basically an offensive set with Quiver Dance and Passive. So yeah, I actually see us winning this week. You know, I've said that for the past couple of weeks and we haven't won yet, but this week, sorry about that. This week, I see it coming. I definitely see this as a win. Yeah, so who do I think he's gonna bring? I definitely see Mega Gyarados coming. I mean, yeah, I kind of see Mega Gyarados coming. I think he wants to bring Ambipom. I mean, he could bring Ambipom, since Ambipom also has access to Gum Shot. He could just bring Drapion and Ambipom. Probably Jirachi as well. So Gyarados, Jirachi, Ambipom, Drapion. I have a feeling he may want to bring Porygon 2 and Gliscor. To have that defensive core. I think he's definitely going to bring that. So actually, let's scratch off Ambipom and Drapion. I don't think he's going to bring those two. He could, but I doubt it, to be honest. Because there's just so much stuff. Because there's just so much on my team that just deals with Ambipom, like very, very low, and a lot of things that counter it as well. So I don't really see it coming. He could also think I may bring Spiritomb, so I don't think he's gonna bring it. I really don't think he is. If he does, then I'm prepared with Skarmory, T-Tar, Granbull. They all just body this thing. So yeah, so make Gyarados, Gliscor, Porygon 2. He might bring Entei. Maybe if he wants to have an offensive, if he wants to bring offensive pressure to me. Probably gonna bring Rotom for Volt Switch and U-turn.
So I think he wants to bring Rotom as well for the Volturn core that you can have with Gliscor. Also Crobat gets U-turn, Jirachi, Ambipom as well gets U-turn, so he could run a Volturn core if he really wants to. also it does have Leaf Storm and stuff, so I think he may bring it. He might, to at least do something to Blastoise and T-Tar. So yeah, Mega Gyarados, the Gliscor, Porygon 2 core, definitely gonna show up. Entei, because he needs an offensive Mon, Crobat, and Rotom. Yeah, I think he's gonna bring that. I kind of see it, actually. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty good battle, though. It really is. Again, I just gotta be on my toes around that Crobat, because that Crobat could be an issue for me, and also Rotom. But again, I do have some stuff that can deal with it, so I don't think I have to worry about it too much, but I just gotta be aware of it. So yeah, so like I said before, the battle's gonna be happening pretty soon. So I will see you guys when the battle happens. So take care.